It's very crazy explaining this before it's out because I feel like I'm giving away the story, but they're not gonna hear it until, you know what I mean? They're not gonna see this until they hear the song. Peter Explains It All, episode 4, Blood Red Camry Dance Party. This is the explanation of the song. So it'll be out by the time this is out, which is amazing to think about because we put a lot of effort into the video. Shout out Aaron and Victor and Wesley for making it happen so last minute. Shout out to Eating Tech, Orange Cap Studios. Shout out to Charlie, Casey. Yeah, I'm really proud of this song. I'm proud of the video. I'm proud of the artwork. Shout out to Olu once again. And yeah, let's get right into it. This is the lyrical explanation of Blood Red Camry Dance Party. I've got the wind in my hair. I've got my hands on the wheel. We're going so fast, but I like how it feels. And so I push it harder. So the song is about Casey Diamond getting her first car and just going on a joyride and just celebrating. So writing the song, this was my first time trying to write, I guess you could say, like a pop song or like just positive lyrics. So I was just trying to keep it very lighthearted going into it. So the idea of a joyride and just a sophomore in high school just celebrating, I wanted to set the tone with that. I've got the wind in my hair. I've got my hands on the wheel. As soon as I wrote that, I thought about my little sister, Sarah, because she always makes fun of me for being bald whenever we're in, like, you know, the store. She'll be like, oh, do you need to get some shampoo? Like, knowing that I don't need shampoo because I'm bald. So I've got the wind in my hair. Singing that for the next 10 years is going to be insane because I don't have hair on my head. We're going so fast, but I like how it feels. That was supposed to be like kind of hinting, and then I say, and so I push it harder. That whole phrase is supposed to be kind of like hinting at the narcissistic personality of Casey. You know, we're going so fast, but I like how it feels. It's like this relationship between Casey and Jamie is progressing very quickly the way narcissists often do. You know, but I like how it feels. So it seems like I'm talking about the car, but I'm really talking about the relationship between Casey and Jamie. Don't want to wait for the night out bus. Don't want to ride in a van or a pickup truck. Because I've got my brand new license and like $800. The counselor said I've got a deal and you're in luck. Don't want to wait for the night out bus. Once again, going into this verse, I'm still trying to paint the picture before I just say, you know, I love my car. I just wanted to kind of lead up to what makes the car so special, you know? And I don't want to wait for the fucking bus. I mean, I know we can all feel that. The night owl, the fucking Market Frankford line in Philadelphia, our trains are called, it's called SEPTA, like the bus and the train. And there's a certain point where like the Market Frankford line just cuts off and you have to take like the bus. So you have like a whole city's train worth of people on one bus. And it used to be a double, but sometimes it's a single bus. And so I don't want to wait for the night out bus. A van, a pickup truck. Just once again trying to write a pop song. Because I got my brand new license and like $800. We were torn between 600 or 800 in the studio. I wrote 800 initially. And then Hale was like, nah, make it 600. Make it real cheap. And I was like, yeah, real cheap. And Alex was like, nah, T, like 800 is fine. Because I already tracked it. I was thinking, should I go lower? I'm like, I would keep it 800. I also really like how I said 800 in the song. The counselor said, I've got a deal and you're in luck. So the car is purchased by Casey Diamond from the counselor. You can see in the video, me, the counselor, selling Casey the car. I mean, what kind of high school counselor sells a fucking high school sophomore car? So now it's new year, used car, new me. I've got so many places that I want to be. And I've got so many faces that I want to see. So come and ride by my side in the passenger seat. Just want to throw in some humor in there. I'm actually very influenced by pop, like with my lyric writing. I feel like pop artists just take, certain ones at least, just take art and make it digestible, which I feel like is such a challenge to keep it like, make something that's very deep artistically for everyone. You know what I mean? So I was still trying to just add like depth to my lyrics. That's how New Year, Used Car, New Me came about. Also, I got this line from Senses Fail. I've got so many places that I want to be. I've got so many faces that I want to see. I forget the name of the song. Fireworks at Dawn. So listen to Senses Fail. Like, that's amazing. And just ride by my side in the passenger seat. It's like just trying to wrap up the verse. You know what I mean? Where it's like ultimately, so hop in my car. You know what I mean? Like, I really was in my, like, the influence for this was like Kesha, Lady Gaga, The Academy Is, The White Tie Affair, just this like Warped Tour pop. You know what I mean? iPod Touch music is what I like to call it. But a lot of Lady Gaga for sure. So then we go back into the chorus. I've got the wind in my hair. I've got my hands on the wheel. We're going so fast, but I like how it feels. And so I push it harder, and so I drive it farther. No one's ahead of me. It feels better in leather seats. We can go far in my car, in my Camry, my red Camry away from here. For this one, I mean, this was like the real challenge for me lyrically, was just extending the, like, I guess you could call it like a bridge, just like after, and so I push it harder. Just like trying to find something that rhymes with harder, but there's still context and just something everyone can sing, and just not doing things in a conventional Kanashi way. I'm so proud of how this came out. Like, I was just thinking about it, like, can someone sing along to this that doesn't care about the story at all? Like, that is the most important thing. Just like, so it's not just embedded in the story and I'm just putting this kind of like limits on the song, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, I need to explain the story. I don't know. Maybe I just overthink these things. I just try to make every song perfect. Explain the story, but it's accessible. It's deep, but it's catchy. Just like everything at one time. And I feel like it is all of that. I didn't want to use the word Camry until like the very end of the chorus. You know what I mean? To just finally kind of wrap up what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of how that, in my Camry, just like the last line of the chorus. You know what I mean? Oh, I love it. I love it, dude. It's so good. Red Camry. Oh, Peo came in. Like, I didn't know where to include red in these lyrics. Like, I knew I had to explain that it was red. And when Peo was just listening back to it, he was just like, say my red Camry away from here. Because I was just saying, in my Camry away from here. I don't know why I didn't think to just add the word red there. But when I did, oh, it just took it to such a different level. Like, I love it. And when August tracked his, like, vocal of the chorus, and he just hit it in this different way, oh my God. It, like, I was smiling in the studio. Man, the artwork. So, it'll pop up. Not sure here or there. I'd like it here. I wanted to take, dude, I gotta explain like the Camry itself. Like, I showed my mom the song and she was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. You mentioned your stepdad's Camry. And I was like, cause I showed it to her because it's like the most accessible Kanashi song in my opinion. But that's what she ultimately took from it. And I was like, oh my God. It's supposed to be a reprisal back to Exit Part 4 on our debut LP, Dear Lemon House, You Ruined Me Senior Year. In the last track, I mentioned the red Camry. So if you've seen the video, you'll know at the end, Jamie is leaning against the red Camry and opens the bag. If you didn't know that, go watch the video. Yeah, dude, that red Camry has been in my family for like years now, dude. Like, straight up, I'm talking like freshman year, you know what I mean, of high school for me, which was like 2008 or something. I think even before then. So when I was writing Exit Part 4, and I'm explaining this moment of just, I don't even know, just crisis with Jamie. I wanted to mention all these things that Jamie would be thinking about before they did what they did. And I wanted to put in my Uncle Danny in there, which is actually my uncle's real name. And I just needed a word that rhymed with Danny. That's the only way that Camry came about. There was no significance. So I was just like, and it's like, well, why was it red? Why did I say red? I don't know. It's like such a subliminal thing. I was just like throwing up behind a red Camry. I'll never get to see my Uncle Danny. So then I wrote that in 2019. And then in 2023, I showed my mom this song. She's like, oh, you mentioned red Camry because of your stepdad's car. I was like, no. I didn't even say that. I was just like, yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, that's insane. Like, and I've walked past this car since 2019. You know what I mean? Not once did I ever think about it. So the idea for the video, we needed a fucking red Camry, obviously. We looked up on Facebook Marketplace a red Camry, and we were initially gonna use the one in the yard, but it's like tore up. It's like the engine is out. You know what I mean? I was at the bar with Jordan from A Sky So Black, and Jordan was like, why don't you just rent a car? I don't know why I never thought about that. So I looked up cars to rent, but they were all newer cars. So Pay was like, can't be a new car. It's gotta be an old, fucked up car. And Wesley looked up on Facebook Marketplace, old Camrys around the tri-state. And we found one in Egg Harbor Township. And we just messaged the owner, hey, can we buy your car? And they were like, well, I'm not selling it till this certain date. And we're like, well, we need it now. Can we rent your hoopty? So then we go and pick up this car, not even from the girl, from her grandma. So it's me dressed up as the counselor. Hey, I'm the guy from Facebook. And got the keys and gave them to August. So then we go to some big ass tree in some deep ass part of Jersey, and we're all parking, and then we shot the video. That's where we're all playing in front of. And I wanted, this all comes back to the fucking artwork. I wanted Olu to be there to get the picture with the Camry. You know what I mean? While we're getting all of this done for this song. But that would have been an extra car. We were already 4 cars deep in the forest, which clearly we were not supposed to be there. So then this fucking Super Trooper ass cop pulls up. He's like, you can't be here. You know what I mean? He completely walked past my sign. I wrote the Count Ashi has a whiteboard where we put all of our to-do list, you know what I mean? And I just erased it and wrote filming in progress and put it, yeah, and he just walked right past it and was like, hey, you gotta fucking leave. So I'm like, okay, well, we definitely can't have another car pull up to get this picture. Olu went and took the picture for the cover, and it came out so good, dude. I was very stressed out because I was like, red Camrys are hard to come by. Where are you gonna find that? But we made it work. Thankfully, we made it work. Also, so at the very end, that moment with Jamie leaning against the Camry, that's not the actor that was in the rest of the video. So my friend Inutek was in the whole video, but couldn't make it to the last day of filming, which we had a 3-hour day, just these little details that we needed. And I last minute had to ask my friend Don Trace to fucking just act as Jamie. So there's 2 Jamies in that video. And the size 10 Chucks didn't fit him. You know what I mean? It was just super, super rolling with the punches. But I was glad that I was able to add a little detail into there. I gave Don Trace, because the video is sophomore Jamie. And that flashback or flash forward is to senior year Jamie. It's to Exit Part 4. It's Dear Lemon House, You Ruined Me, senior year Jamie. And on Broad Street, Take Me Home, that song on the record, I say, showing up to school with profanities on their shirt, such as Roseblood and Meshuggah. So I gave Don Trace a Roseblood shirt for the very end of the video. You know what I mean? And I also gave Inutek a acacia string dead walk shirt for the video, just to have this sort of like continuity of like the Car Keys video, I have an acacia string shirt. So in this video, Enutech has an acacia string shirt. I just want to keep this acacia string theme going as much as I can because I love that band. More Sustain's handwriting, if no one's noticed, for any handwritten Kanashi stuff. The Blood Red Camry Dance Party is the same handwriting as I Hate the Sound of Car Keys, which is the same handwriting as Dear Lemon House, You Ruined Me senior year. Yeah, that's another Easter egg. If anyone knows where the title comes from, Blood Red Camry Dance Party, that's not a mistake. That was on purpose. Peyo's idea. Peyo named this song too. Also, another funny thing about the song, we were trying to think of like the specific, like we never written a pop song before. So it was like, how do we begin or how do we approach it? And the first thing I had on my mind was The Killers. Like, I just really wanted this like guitar pop, you know what I mean? Like very specific vibe of like VH1 in the morning, and it's like The Killers, and when like they had like Panic at the Disco too, you know what I mean? Like I Write Sins, so like, but it's better if you do. Just like, I don't know why that was where I started at, and when I got into the song, it leaned more towards that like Warped Tour pop for me. But so we were just thinking about like, The Killers, and we took a break, and I went to the kitchen in the studio, and Alex went upstairs, and I heard Lap Dance by NERD playing, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, that's so, I was so hyped. I was like, Cindy, did you put this on? And Alex was like, no, it's me. I was just like, that's awesome. I was so hyped, dude. That shit is amazing. So then Alex and I think everybody went to the grocery store or the little town market in fucking Belgrade. I think it's a Big Apple grocery or something like that. The playlist, the YouTube recommendations that were just going off of NERD Lap Dance, it just gave me this like inspiration. Holy shit, dude, it was so good. She Wants to Move, and like fuck yeah, I think Hips Don't Lie played, and like just these like 2005 bangers. And I was just like, yeah, dude, I got this. I'm about to write such a good song. And I just kept singing it in my head, just sitting alone. I have this such a weird process. I'm probably gonna say this in like every Peter Explains It All video. I just have to sit by myself. I cannot just fucking write with people. Most of the time it's laying down, listening to other songs that I think of lyrics. So like I'll listen to like, I don't know, something that's not even pop, you know what I mean? For some reason, Bayside is like a bass level. All these things come from me listening to Bayside alone. It's like, whether I'm writing like a heavy song or like a pop song, I just really like Bayside. It's like all-purpose seasoning for me. It starts there, and then it just goes any which way. But yeah, the song just like, I had such a good time writing it because it was so out the box. I just like making music, you know, not just metalcore, but just making any type of fucking song. And being able to do it with like my band, with the platform that we have, this is like my favorite Kanashi song. It used to be Blue Pop, because like, I don't know why, Blue Pop always reminded me of like Periphery mixed with like Moss to Flames or something. But this is my favorite Kanashi song, like 100%. And I cannot wait to play it, dude. Like, I love the video, I love the song, I love the fucking single artwork. Before I forget, the lyrics, no one's ahead of me, it feels better in leather seats. That was directly inspired by Eric Sean Nally from Foxy Shazam. He did a song with Macklemore, and it was just like his part. I just skipped straight to his part. It is so crazy, dude. Like the lyrics that he wrote. He said, she has her arms around your waist with a balance that could keep her safe. Have you ever felt the warm embrace of a leather seat between your legs? Just like, dude, that is so fucking good, dude. Like, so I was like, I have to mention like leather. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't know, he did it and it sounded fucking sick. So I was like, how can I mention leather? So no one's ahead of me. It feels better in leather seats. That's where that came from. I needed it to be known. I had to mention that part because God, I love Foxy Shazam. Just like Eric Shawnally as a lyricist and a performer, and just like the humor while it's still like conveying a story. Oh my, A1. So that's where that, literally, that's why the only reason I said leather is because he said it in a song, but he did it in a way cooler way. Also, it's not a real leather thing. I was so focused on being like Eric Shawnally that I forgot I could have really been like, oh, it's like real leather. It was not. I didn't think about that till just now. We recorded the song months ago. So some kid is gonna be like, oh, I get it, because real leather. I'll be like, no. Because, because I like Foxy Sam. Not even a Foxy song, just like a Foxy feature. You know what I mean? So thank you for tuning in. Peter Explains It All. Expect more episodes. This is gonna be off of the EP, A Second Chance at Forever. The Brilliant Lies from Casey Diamond. It's a lot to remember, but I got it. And yeah, on Equal Vision Records. So thank you guys.